Okay, welcome back, guys. So, okay, 17, 4, and then 12, right?
Yes, Sadiksha, Sisitan, and Jay. Who wanna start first? Okay, guys, can you stop voting, please?
Okay, so it's time to type the questions. Okay, so first of all, number 17. Hello, are you here?
Hello, yes, hi.
Okay. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see the questions. Wow. Okay, so the first questions. Fuck Mary Kay and MCB commission.
Okay, it's good that everyone's picture is here so I can see. Um, okay, let me see. Um, okay, I would like to let's go with kill first.
Okay.
Okay. This is really tough. I really love you guys. Please don't get offended. Disclaimer. Okay. Okay, I would kill. Yes, I would kill Chetra because he's
Wow.
been torturing Emma a lot. So that's there. Okay. Mary, I think I would go with Phoebe. She's really cute, and then that's why. So okay, fuck. Now this is interesting. This is. Um. I would go with. Okay. No, okay, I would go with Hasif. No reason though. I say I have really good conversations with this person. So yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. So, like, one more questions.
Okay. I don't see questions. I just see, oh wow. Yes, if there's
Yeah.
any question.
Yeah. Good conversation is key. Okay. Okay, guys. One more questions.
True.
Come on. You guys vote.
Chatra is
Yes,
Hey, no more
I have a
questions.
question. Yeah, there is a question. Awkward experience in conference.
Oh, okay, this is asked by Luan. Should I really say, Luan, about IPM experiences
Hey, what is
over
that?
here?
What is that?
Okay, so it was in IPM itself. So I'll start with Luan. And it was, I think, the party night, AP party night. It was, I think, Mia and no, not Mia, Europe and America's party night, and Luan was so drunk, and then and the conversation that happened in with all the MCPs in one room was really interesting and also awkward at the same time, because that guy was not stopping. So he was talking a lot, and it was a really difficult task for all the MCPs to handle and send him back to the room. Yes,
Did he
and that was
cry?
the
Did
best
he
time.
cry?
That was a highlight of actually IPM. No, he didn't cry. Okay.
Okay. So, thank you so much. Okay. So, we'll move to the next person.
Welcome.
Yeah, due to the time.
Right.
Thank you so much. So, number 4, right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, raise some questions, guys. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, no worries. Okay. Yeah. What is
Let's-
what is
Yeah.
what is shag, Phoebe? Shoot, shag, marry too. I think yeah, kill, fuck, and marry, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, I'll also start with Mary then. Whom I'm selecting? Mary, I would go, yeah, Phoebe, because we did ice skating, so together. Kill, I would go June. She's not replying much. Then fuck, I would go with Umbi. Like haven't got like known for like her. Maybe can know in that way.
Okay, so there is one more interesting question. What is like? Who is your favorite? Who is your crush in APLS? Conference crush in this APLS? Do you have
Conference
anyone?
crush. I would say conference crush. It's very less. I could engage with the others. I would say this. I can't remember the name. Like Indonesia or GVP. I could talk to her.
Wow. All right. Okay. So, any more questions? Okay. So, who is your favorite predecessor?
That's a good question. um, I would say my recent one now there.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So, we'll move to the next one. I think number 12, right? NJ?
Yep.
Okay.
Go
So, are you ready? Thank you so much. NJ.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Sack. Why do this, Ali? I'll sack you.
Wow. So many questions. Fatih, can you help me?
Yes. Question from Chetra. Are you going for RO or AI after your MCP term?
If the visa can be sorted, yes.
If the visa can be sorted, thank you so much. I don't know how to feel about your answer. Honest feeling on Karan, please.
Honest feeling? What? What honest feeling? I love the man. We are like the AP board together.
Oh, okay. One last question. Anyone want to shoot a question? I'm reading up first. Okay. There are no more questions for NG. Okay, I think one question. Which LCP is your Seraphine?
Fuck.
Yeah, I think you have to answer this question.
Fuck my
Which
life.
LCP is your favorite? Choose wisely and why, okay?
Does it have to be elect? Can I just pick current? Fuck. Okay, of all my elects, it'd be Tien because he's chief delegate and he's been keeping everyone accountable. So yes.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, that's very purposeful. Good question, the good answer. Okay, passing back to Miguel.
Okay, thank you so much, MCPs. Actually, we have also prepared hot seat for CC team. You know, in the summit, we need to, how can I say, like spotlight also to CC team, right? So next slide, please. So you guys can also choose whom to be asked a few questions. All right, let's go. Come on.
Don't include, yeah, just the CC team. Don't include me or Sumi. Sorry, Sumi. Don't include me or Sumi. Thank you. Okay. I see a lot. Mom, Mituni, Eddie as well. I think, okay, I think Mom, Mituni, and Eddie are the three. Someone said Sisal, but then Mam, Mithuni, and Eddie are most. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go start with Mithuni. Hello, are you here?
Hi, yeah, I'm here.
All right. So guys, you guys can raise the questions. Okay, how do you really feel about the conference managers?
I am honestly really happy. Like no bad comments about them. They've been really amazing.
Okay, so you know, due to the time, the last questions. So like, who would be your favorite MCP or MCVP in APLS, APOP?
I would have to say when it comes to APLS, this is because mainly I sort of like picked this up from the social agenda because this person was fun. Shu, right? Shu seems to be fun. So Shu from APLS. And APOP, I'm not really sure because I didn't have a lot of interactions there.
Okay, that's it, right? So
Yeah.
thank you so much. Okay, so this
No
time
worries,
is for
thank you.
MOM. So one question for MOM. Hello, MOM.
Hello.
Okay, raise questions, guys.
Any question for who bothers you the most with the tech support in the FASIs? Who's asking this? Yeah, who bothers you the most with the tech support?
Actually, I didn't feel any bothering, but maybe share.
Sarah, okay. Okay. Make sure to give feedback in the room. Okay, thank you, Mom. Can we have one question for Eddie before we close? Fun team space.
Hello, Eddie. Are you here? Hello. I think he's not here.
Okay. Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Ah, he's here. Amazing.
Okay. Okay, so one question. Fatih, can you handle?
Okay, I'm ready. How? Okay. If you can choose to be one regional manager role to be, which role will you choose?
I would choose entity development because I have never been in front offices. So like the only back office role I am is entity development. So yeah.
Hey, you don't want to challenge yourself? Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Eddie.
everyone. Okay, next slide, please. Hello. Okay, so you know, yesterday chat reminds us, you know, there's only 2 days left, but today, you know, there's only 1 day left. So this is what I show on day 2. So this is how the delicate, you know, feeling, the energy level. Okay, so nice. But this is the actual situation. I'm sorry, man, of the delicate situation. So how can I say, enjoy the last day. And then I hope you guys also like the activities of the fan team. So the last slide. So thanks so much, everyone. And the fan team officially check out from APLS and APOP, November 2020. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, fun team.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sup everyone. Good morning. All right, so let's jump into it. So first of all, we're of course you know, I will say there's only one day of APLS, APOP left. So first of all, I want to shout out to those to just call out the improvement on the conference behaviors that you guys are self-assessing, especially for the delegates that are staying until the end of the session. Shout out to all of you. It just means that you're taking more from this conference. So nice job. We see an improvement. But again, I just remind you, please turn your cameras on, change your name to your entity, especially when we take the group photo later together as well. Participate in the sessions. It's just one day left. It's not too late to still squeeze more out of it. And remember, you're representing your entity. Okay, so let's do the push, make the final push to make the conference behavior approach 5. Okay, so some check-in questions really quickly. What's one thing that amazing, if anything, that happened to you this year? Moving to another country, applying MC, IPM, traveled military airplane. That's so cool. Pandemic is best thing that happened to you. Yeah, it could be anti-fragile. Got elected president, internship Thailand, regional conference FASI. Okay, cool. So next check-in question. If you met a genie that grants you 3 wishes, what would some of these wishes be? World peace, wow. More wishes, yeah, but you know, okay. You know, that's the assumed rule. You cannot get more wish. Meet my team physically. Oh, that's, yeah. World peace, good mental health, more wishes. Get rid of pandemic, get rid of corruption, no more poor, hungry abuse, stop corona ×3, COVID vaccine. Okay, so there's this kind of, random story that I have. So there's a story about this guy that was in a desert, right? So there's this guy in a desert. He's been walking around for a few days. It's super hot. He's super tired, super thirsty. And maybe some of you know this. And he stumbles across a genie, right? And the genie asks, you know, what, I grant you 3 wishes. What do you want it to be? So the guy stuck in the desert, he says, well, one wish I have is I want unlimited access to water because I'm so thirsty right now. And his second wish is because my skin is so bad right now from like the dry deserts, I want to have like very smooth, clear skin. That's the second wish. And the third wish is like, this guy was like also really horny as well. So he asked like, whenever a girl is in my presence, I want her to take off her clothes. I want her to be naked. So that was his third wish. So what happened is the genie actually turned this guy into a toilet seat, right? Because toilet seat has unlimited supply of water, it has nice smooth skin, and when girls come nearby to it, they would like take part of their clothes off, right? So moral of the story. What do you guys think is the moral of the story? Be a toilet seat. Be careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much careful what you wish for. But I guess closely related to that, this today check-in talk, I want to talk a little bit about setting better metrics or thinking about better metrics, especially in unusual times. So what I mean by this is if I give some examples, let's do some non-ISEC examples as well. So for example, in sales context, right? So from my current workplace, about a few months ago, we were organizing this event. I think it was last year, actually. We were organizing this sales event to try to get people to buy more of our products. And I remember there was this marketing guy. He was like really proud about the fact that we have so many people click on our event link kind of page. So many people have registered, like really high attendance. We've also secured lots of meetings following up, but actually a lot of them didn't really lead to a sales, to be honest. And this is actually like what happens a lot in business. Many traditional marketing metrics are just focusing on count metrics without that much conversion concepts, right? So yeah, what we actually cared about was not getting event attendance. What we cared about is getting number of contracts signed. Or maybe it's not even count of contracts we care about, it's the dollar value of contracts signed. So these above is probably like, not the best metrics. And a better metric, which actually I suggested that the startups start using, is number of product demos delivered with at least one decision maker in the room. So in a lot of like our sales meetings, the problem we had is there was just too many junior people taking in the sales meeting. And then we would always have to follow up with a second or third meeting just to get to the senior guy to make the decision. So why not just get to them straight away to save us time? So that's like thinking about different types of metric. Another one is like in like kind of economic sense, there's this kind of old Soviet Union kind of saying that when you measure steel production based on the amount of tons or how heavy it is, the steel sheets come out too thick. People produce it too thick, the factory workers, because that's what they're incentivized on. But if you incentivize people based on like the area of steel sheets produced, they make it too thin. So again, like just thinking about like what is a better metric of what should be actually set to drive the right kind of outcomes. So that's an economics example. Another example is like also kind of military stuff. So maybe you've seen kind of comparison charts like, okay, if the US and China like go to war, like what would happen, whose military is stronger, etc. But the problem with charts like this is number of military like active personnel, it's probably not the best way of measuring military strength, right? Neither is number of tanks or planes. It's probably a better metric is like the amount spent on military spending, or also other soft factors like the experience of generals. So I really like this there was this moment in a US presidential debate where Mitt Romney, the guy going up against Obama, he basically said like our military and navy is right now so weak, we have less ships now than in 1916. And Obama basically replies like, yeah, but we also have less horses and bayonets. And if you're measuring military strength based on these vanity or silly metrics, that's just not the right way of measuring military capability, right? Yeah, it was savage. Yeah. So that's a military example. Another example is imagine you're like the founder of a dating app company, right? You've made this dating app. So let me ask all of you, what do you think is a good some sort of metrics that maybe a founder of a dating app might be actually measuring? Yeah. Come on, guys. What kind of metrics do you think they would care about? Number of people matched, duration of relationships. Interesting, yeah. Concentration in city. Number of hours spent. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So actually a lot of, so I think your answers are probably better than the ones I thought. So if some people care about number of downloads on the App Store, that's probably not the best metric, because if many people download but they're not really using it, then it's not like meaningful. So then the other could be like number of users, but then you'd also have to define what does it mean by user, right? Or what does it mean by an active user? Does it mean like they check it at least once a week? Does it mean that they do they have to do a certain minimum amount of activity to qualify as a user or not? So in a lot of app settings, there's daily active users, weekly active user, monthly active user, and so on. So again, it's just there's so many ways of thinking about the metric, but depending on different contexts, you're looking at different things. Yeah. So maybe for an app like this, maybe weekly active user is probably most relevant. For some other websites, they look at like number of monthly visitors as opposed to daily visitors. So yeah, so many ways of cutting metrics. Now, let me give another example, but a much more familiar one. So everyone here, you should be familiar with like what NPS is, right? Does everyone also know what CSAT stand for? CSAT? Anyone heard of this? Yeah. So actually, yeah, CSAT is customer satisfaction score. Not really an acronym, it's more like a short. So CSAT is a really simple one, right? It's just how satisfied are you with this experience, rate from 1 to 5. So a lot of businesses actually use this. Very simple, easy to understand. Now, but then some other businesses also use NPS, right? So we all know NPS question is how likely would you recommend this product or service? And does anyone actually know like why ISEC use NPS like rather than CSAT? Anyone thought about it? Okay, so actually like CSAT, although it's more popular, it's not the best effective way of measuring things. Yeah. So basically, usually when customers give a CSAT score of 5 out of 5, it doesn't necessarily mean, it's not really a good indicator of how how good that experience really was. And a lot of research has shown that the NPS is actually a much more accurate measure of customer experience or satisfaction. So ISEC did a lot of research in this in like 2013 before they globally implemented. For those that are less familiar, remember, here's a quick recap. This is how the NPS is calculated, right? It's basically if you score 9 or 10 out of 10, you're a promoter. It's portion of promoters minus portion of detractors. So I'm just giving you a quick recap on this because it becomes relevant in a second. So yeah, these are just some examples, but now I'll kind of throw it back to all of you guys. Is there kind of other examples that you can think of in terms of where there's good metrics versus bad metrics? You can think ISEC, you can think business, you can think personal goal setting. Everyone's blank face. How Asian parents define success of their kids. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I mean, okay, hang on. Bad number of people the post has reached. Yeah. So number of impressions, not really useful. Measure number of traffic by not signups. Yep. Number of hours studied. Interesting. Money, fulfillment, quality of life. Yeah. Okay, cool. Very interesting. So actually, like when we think about metrics, many metrics that are used by organizations and even by people tend to be metrics that have been around for a long time, right? But the thing is, right now, because we're in an extraordinary situation of a pandemic, maybe certain metrics that were used 12 months ago might be a bit less relevant now. So I guess there's a kind of need to think about, are there any legacy metrics that we're using today that might not be relevant anymore? And to give an example of this, like, does anyone actually know why this keyboard layout, the QWERTY keyboard, is the way it is? Like, can anyone guess like why the QWERTY keyboard has this layout? Really? No one? What happened to conference behavior? I have no idea. Best placement for typing, vowels. Yeah, so I guess likelihood of pressing certain keys. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, actually, what you guys have said, that's what I used to think as well. I used to think that the QWERTY keyboard was designed to optimize prior, that's smart. I used to think it was designed to optimize speed. I thought it was designed so that it helps you type as fast as possible. But actually, it was designed for the opposite. The QWERTY keyboard is actually designed so that a human can type as slow as possible. Did you guys know this? Yeah. And the reason for this is back in the days when typewriters were around, if people type too fast, the typewriter machines would get jammed, right? So they actually designed a keyboard to slow people down as much as possible. And if you think about like, people, most of us are still using QWERTY keyboards. and we just kind of accept that, yeah, this is like the most optimized version of it. But actually it's optimizing for a legacy that no longer exists anymore or is no longer relevant. So similarly, if you just take a deep look around you with the metrics that you're paying attention to as leaders in ISEC, as CEOs in your entities, as CEOs of your function, and then also in your personal life, it's interesting just to think carefully, like, okay, what is irrelevant or the metrics that I'm actually paying attention to. And I'll give another kind of ISEC example, right? So actually when I was in APLS 2014 in Malaysia, and I remember at that, so there's always one guy that doesn't know the roll call moves, that's me. I remember at that time, there was the PII at that time was in the conference, and in the pre-meeting, I had this conversation with him. I actually asked him like, Vinny, ISEC right now emphasize number of realizations a lot, like globally. Like ISEC cares a lot about number of realizations. But actually, I heard that in many entities that many realizations don't actually end up being broken in the middle of the internships, such that you know, it doesn't actually, they don't finish the experience. So then I actually suggested to him like, hey, why not, instead of caring about assessing all global goals based on realize, why don't we make a new metric called like finished internships or completed experiences, right? And then he just responded like, yeah, actually AI already thought about this, but we just decided not to do this for now until end of ISEC 2015, and then we'll do it afterwards. And when he told me this, I was like, fuck, I thought that was my idea. I thought that was my idea, man. But I'm like, okay, cool. But then I even thought like, why instead of just measuring completed experiences, what if the best final metric should be number of completed promoters? Because if someone had a kind of shitty experience, maybe we should just not count that, include quality as part of the final metric. So I actually thought like, okay, what if completed promoters is like a better metric or not, right? And similarly, like now in this context, there's probably a lot of metrics flying around in ISEC now. At least like globally, like, yes, there's some higher level metrics that is still important, but when you break that down into more things that are much more in your control, it's just worth having a think about. So I have actually a video to play for you guys. Let's go.
Chả có một khoản tiền đuổi kia ấy.
Yên à, nhà bộ yên, nhà chơi công cho, tôiจะบอกแกสิลอย来哦。
lối à, chúng tôi cả lúc công mà chỉ để ta bỏ chỉ cháu hô à.
Lối học sẽ ăn chưa? Yên à, nhà bộ yên ấy, yên chỉ có sinh ý à,是做零制，伊等咱的政府啊，不有生意来哦。美國啊、香港啊，各有伊本八老德啊。 có ai á, từ đó mà salad với chỉ kinh xin chủ.
Cảm ơn salad bề phai à.
Hoa.
Bí bài kia họ, ý là doctor lại, ở London à, specialist à, ham ya, cardiology, ý chính cao thanh rồi à.
Anh ấy cao à?
Gì đấy? Lúc nào cháu ăn chưa?
我特別拍電話伊吼，伊真無用嘅哦，伊若迄個會計樓做工吼，伊有淡薄高分啦，真出名嘅會計樓，我都唔知影叫乜名吼，就特別吼，伊一年內面會賺到差唔多450千哦。
是咯，我係驚，伊一刀開刀啊，會賺20千英鎊啊，一日會開2個啊。英啊，英，你會驚呢？
我驚好啊，我驚係嚟載我了咯。
在咯，
是咯，真麻煩咯，特別去到嗰度愛帶我去行哦。
你再隨來哦。
乖囝來了，乖囝，你來，我早晨啊。
媽好喎。
好啊。
媽，今日咱人去กินม้าเลยเนาะ。
กินม้าเลยจริงๆเลย
Oh my God, your comments, national car. Okay, so what are your takeaways from this video? Like what's kind of come to your mind besides the fact that she hasn't paid and it's the national car? being there for the people, family value. Different metrics people value. Yeah, defining success. This is interesting. If I had showed you this video at the beginning of check-in, without talking about the concept of different metrics, I guess many of you would have said things like importance of family or something, right? Because I already primed you for always just think about like what is the right metric to measure success on. So yeah, not surprised by your response. Cool. And actually just another check-in question, actually. I'm curious, like, has anyone already started thinking about like their personal goals or New Year's resolutions? I mean, there's only a month left of this year. So I'm really curious, like, does anyone have like any New Year goals? You can just type. Find a job. Help Chetra get a girlfriend. That's nice of you. Find a job, further studies. Deliver sessions like me. Be healthier. Finish music courses, start YouTube channel. Wow, land intern, ISEC stuff. Be happier. Self-care. Boyfriend after ISEC. Okay. Make money. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with making money. So actually I have another kind of, so whatever things you put on here, I bet there's a really good chance it actually falls into one of these 10 categories, right? So this kind of similar framework exists. I think Vishen from Mind Valley, he uses one like 12 areas of balance. This is one that I've just adapted based on what works for me. And you can adapt one based on what works for you. So let me just explain this quickly. I think it's pretty straightforward. You've got like 3 pillars around health, physical health, mental health. I also consider financial, personal finance as like a health aspect because it's like enabling you to like do other stuff. All the pink stuff is like things related to people, partner. I guess that also includes like love, relationships, all of this aspects of your life, family, friends, self-explanatory. Adventure is just things like just having fun. You know, going exploring things, like having like, you know, trying out new food, going to cool places. Intellectual was like just learning things. And career contribution, maybe for many, ideally like a lot of these should overlap, but sometimes it can be separate too. So this is like 10 areas of life. And what I want to do is actually, like when I said, let me just take a step back. So the message of this check-in is to question the metrics that you're giving importance to, right? Thinking about what metrics are better metrics or the right metrics. So of course, there's a need to think about this in an ISEC context, but it also helps to think about this in a personal context as well when you set your goals. And actually, what I personally have been doing for a long time is setting New Year's resolution goals. And the way I like to set it is I kind of like to think of these 10 aspects and then think of like, what do I want to achieve in each one of them? Or maybe in some years, I might just focus on 6 out of these 10 or 3 out of this 10. So obviously, like when I was in ISEC, I focused a lot more on like intellectual and contribution and a lot less on financial health, right? But then as you're in different life stage, you focus on different things. So when it comes to, let's talk about health aspects first, right? Let me share a little bit about what I've learned might be examples of bad metrics and good metrics, right? So I think many people, they set goals every year, like exercise more, right? For me personally, like ever since I was like maybe 10 years ago, every year I set a goal, like get a 6-pack, and it never happens. Like I still don't have a 6-pack. And it's just because I wasn't honest with myself enough. Like, yeah, actually, I really have limited willpower when it comes to exercise. I'm just so freaking lazy. But what I did notice is I really like enjoy martial arts classes because it's so much fun. It doesn't feel like exercise. So what I learned is like all I need to do for my exercise goal, rather than having a goal like wake up 10 minutes to exercise every morning or go for a run, because I'll never do it. Instead, now my goal is just show up to the martial arts class 3 times a week. That's it. There's no like detail. All I need is just to show up to class, and it's like guaranteed exercise. So that's kind of like one goal I personally have for physical health. Another goal that I've always had for a long time is like sleep earlier, right? So I'd always used to set a goal like sleep before midnight or wake up at 6:30 in the morning or something. But I always struggle to achieve this because I'm so productive at nighttime. So now actually I changed the goal to no screens after 11 p.m. So after 11 p.m., no TV, no computer, laptop, no phones. And if you just are there without looking at any screens, the only options you have is to like think, write, like clean your house or read a book. Like there's not that many options. And then within an hour or two, you'll probably just want to go to sleep, right? So I just found this is like much more powerful way of getting me to sleep earlier. With mental health stuff, I used to always have a metric like start meditating more, but now I just made it really simple. It's like, you know how yesterday evening I played that kind of video thing and asked you to breathe in and out? Actually, that's like a really simple way of meditating. You're just paying attention to your breathing. If you just do that for the duration of one song, it's like 3 minutes, that can like really improve, like just really change your day. So I started doing this. With financial health, again, I used to have a goal like save more money, but now it's like my goal is just like have 100% compliance in my budget categories across my budget. And actually, like for those that are curious, like I have like, I structure my personal budget in this way. So I've got like my basic budget, which is like things I cannot cut, is to survive. But then I also have adjustable budget. So when things are tough for me, especially when I got pay cut, it's really simple. I just need to cut my adjustable budget. So if you're interested, you can check this out. Next, about 10 areas of life, about the relationship stuff. So some people, they said their personal goal is to like find boyfriend for someone or so on, right? So I do have a comment about this. So I actually think if you set a goal, like find a boyfriend or girlfriend, it's probably not the best metric. I don't recommend it. If you set a goal, like go on at least 1 date a week, maybe that's a bit better. But I think one of the much better method is just focus more on becoming a more attractive person. And I'm not meaning like in a visual way. I mean like become a person that's like, you know how during this conference we're asking like, oh, what's your type to a lot of the girls, right? And they all say the same thing. It's like tall, smart, handsome, funny, blah, blah, blah. So then just become a like smart, handsome, like whatever, like just make yourself better. Yeah. Okay, and then we're a bit short on time, so I'll go fast. Yeah, so also I had to go like spend more time with family, but I changed it to like just at least 1 quality meal time every 3 weeks. And actually, ever since I moved out of my live separately to my parents, we actually become closer because actually when I was living with them, we would eat dinner every day together, almost every day, but it wasn't like, it was just taken for granted. Like we didn't have good conversations. There wasn't like, how was your day? How are you? But now it's like, when I do see them, it's like where I'm fully present and they're fully present. Okay. Other goals about the experience and learning stuff. About reading books, I just have like some suggestions. So a lot of people also set goals like read more books next year. I wish I should be reading more books. Some people make it more specific. It's like I should read 52 books a year or whatever. But I actually recommend changing it to like read 1 hour a day or read 10 minutes a day. Don't worry so much about the count of books or even the count of pages. It's all about just setting the habit. Like once you just read a certain amount per time, you get used to it. It just becomes easier and easier. And the funny thing is some people ask me like, oh, how do you like read so many books? Like, how do you have all the discipline? I find it easily to get distracted. And my answer is like, actually, I just got so used to it that it's like brushing my teeth or it's like taking a shower. You just do it every day. But this just takes time to build the habit, right? So once you build the habit, it just becomes easy. It's not relying on willpower anymore. Yeah, actually this one I'll skip. But yeah, when it comes to measurements around career and contribution, to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out like what's the right metric around this. Like I'm a bit lost myself as well. So I leave this blank, but one day I might have an answer and then I'll share it with you guys after conference when I have an answer one day. So yeah, we'll wrap up there. And day 6 question, final question is this one. What metrics are you giving power to? Right, both in your entity. There's this quote that the organization builds what the CEO measures. Right. Again, the organization builds what the CEO chooses to measure. So all of you are in a very special position as presidents, vice presidents, and local committee presidents. Whatever metric you care and pay attention to, that's what you'll shape and kind of push the organization to as well. And similarly, you can apply in your personal life too. So as always, thanks for listening. We're a bit over. And now I will invite agenda managers for a quick agenda preview, and then we jump straight to the next session. Cheers.
Okay, thank you so much, Deso. This is Isuru here. Good morning, guys. And this is our last day of agenda, and hope you guys are excited. And so right now we're in check-in, then we'll go to performance management for MC and performance management for LC. So you will be in 2 tracks, LCPs together and MCPs and MCVPs together. And then we'll be moving to planning spaces with planning session 3, the last part of the planning. And then first 90 days for the LCPs with Prio. And then after that, there's a break, and LCPs, you have a small space for like R&R launch. It's in your calendar, so you can directly attend from there. There's a special invitation for MCPs to have a hangout with RO as well during the break time. So yeah, after that, then we'll be moving to the closing part. Philius?
Yeah, so for APOP, it's the same. We're going to have strays with your MC team together. So you're going to have performance management of your MCP, and then you go through replanning again. And then afterward, before we end and go to closing, we're going to have functional space. So you can see BB will be looking into how you can work together as a region together, and then we have a closing. While for all the products and marketing, you're going to have a functional checkout as well as network service input as well. So do really attend and give your opinion on how you foresee like network service happening in next year. So that's why the arrow can take in your input and go into our planning afterward. Okay, and then we have optional space for RST networking space. So that's a space that for people we encourage you to apply to be our RST next term. So do attend for it, and then after we're going to closing. Thank you. So I hope you have the amazing day for the last day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, so just before you go, guys, we also have announcement from CC.
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Mithuni here from the delegate management team from the CC. So just to give you guys a few updates, we'll start off with the Yeah, so today is the final day for the R&R challenge. So the results will be up, taking into consideration what we did during the past 3 days. And if we move on to the next slide now, today the board that will be posted, right? We will be straight away posting the final results after the social agenda, because attending the social agenda is all of the R&R challenge. And make sure that you submit all of your tasks before 10 p.m. GMT 8+8 through the link that is mentioned here. So we will also share the links in your delegate group channel. So yeah, that's it for that. Moving on. Yeah, so right now, these are the 2 tribes that are in the lead. So congratulations to tribes 20 and 33. But guys, moving on again, if you see, there's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 4 tribes that are competing for 3rd place right now. So you still have time if you want to come, if you want to climb the ladder. Half of the day left. So please complete your tasks and submit your tasks to the link that was sent before. Okay, so moving on. Agenda is global village, right? So if you want to explore the world from the comfort of your home, we would like to invite all of you all to join in at 9 p.m. today, GMT +8. And just a few guidelines for you all as to how the global village will happen is in the next slide. So the global village will happen in your tribe group will be given a topic. So the topic and so tribe 1 to 8 talk about, right? But just keep one thing in mind, guys. When y'all are talking about a certain topic, just cross check with the other tribes that are in your category. Just, you know, make sure that there are no repetitions, but it's okay if it can't be avoided. And a speech time for each member, just keep it on average for about 5 minutes, and your choice in order to present it. So you can either present it live at that time, or you can, you know, just hop on a call with your tribe, record it beforehand, and then play it during the social agenda part, right? So moving on, we also have the RO 2020 farewell party, which is for the MCVPs. So that will happen at 9 p.m. 8 plus. So the MCVPs, you guys are invited for that. And moving on. Guys, just take a screenshot of it and also repost it, and don't forget to tag the Yeah, so the best part of any conference, any summit, the sugar cubes, right? So this template is also up on our Instagram page. So take a screenshot of this and then, you know, send in all the sugar cubes, everything nice that you want to say to all your new friends that you made, and just make sure that you wrap this summit up with, you know, all these nice messages. So that's all for the announcements from our side. Hope you guys have an amazing last day. Thank you.
Okay, thanks guys. Jump straight to the sessions now. Cheers.